Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and the Immortal Hulk, issue number 9, with the Red Absorbing Man. All right, you got the Red Hulk, is Hulk. So now you got the Red Absorbing Man, the Rebsorbing Man, Redsorbing. I'm going to continue on with the story because, like, this is actually a really good story, man. So this issue is called The Sinners. We got Al Ewing is the writer, Martin Simmons is the penciler and inks and colors for all the Krill pages, and the Hulk pages are penciled by Joe Bennett, inked by Roy Jose, and colored by Paul Mounts. VC's Corey Petit does the letter for all the pages, and Alex Ross does all of the cover. The other cover, it's all done by Arthur Adams and Edgar Delgado. And Stan Lee and Jack Kirby created the Incredible Hulk. So basically, the Absorbing Man is in this, and he's going to get himself a little bit of an upgrade because, you know, things. He gets beat up, like, whatever. Most recently, we saw that the Absorbing Man was hanging out with Black Bolt. He was at the funeral with Titania, and, you know, they were buddying up and whatnot. And it was cool. I really did love it. I loved that. And I was really hoping he's going to stay a good guy. He might technically, in a way, still be a good guy, but they don't actually say he's a bad guy in here. In fact, Hulk kind of mentions internal dialogue. I love when a book has internal dialogue, especially this book. This is gorgeous. He's talking about, he thinks he's the good guy and stuff like that. He's going to walk away and think, the good Absorbing Man just beat up the bad Hulk. That's not the case. That's not what's going to happen here. So, anyway, we get another quick thing of how Banner dies in this, which, oh my God. This guy, like, you know what the best part of Al Ewing is in this book? Is he just gets to sit there and think of all these gruesome ways to kill Banner. Like, Banner's got to go and try and steal a shirt off of a laundry line. First off, who's got laundry lines anymore? Well, apparently this guy who lives in this trailer. And forget about it, man. Guy shoots Banner, like, just guts him. Just bang! Shoots him in the guts. Didn't gut him, but shot him in the guts. And he's like, law's on my side, self-defense, meth head, now you're gonna die. And it's like, dude, are you freaking kidding me? Well, anyway, Hulk doesn't actually kill him, but yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really know how to feel about that. I do feel there should be self-defense, but, like, if your life wasn't actually in jeopardy, like, killing someone over a shirt seems like a pretty interesting crime. And his whole comment about the law's on my side, the most dangerous I'm going to tell you straight honestly here, right? Sometimes the most dangerous person in the world is the person who thinks that the law is on their side, whether it is or not, all right? And that's one of the things, kids who are getting themselves into physicalities and fights and things like that. I really do wish that you would stop sometimes and just calm yourself down, because everybody likes to think, oh, I'm going to, push this guy around, or I'm going to, stand up to this guy and do whatever. The law says, the law is if you get to a courtroom, and that's a big if sometimes, all right? Just saying. Okay, public service announcement over. Let's get back to this badass comic book. Crusher Creel is, he's in prison right now, and these are some of my favorite drawings ever, is the design for the guardsman armors. Man, I love the design of the guardsman armors. When I used to play Marvel Superheroes Advanced Role-Playing Game System when I was a kid, I used to always try and play a guardsman. Just give me a guardsman armor, and then I will modify it and be a badass later on. Love the guardsmen. They are freaking awesome. Wow. I loves that. Anyway, really glad that happened. Something else that happened, I'm sitting here looking at this dude. I'm like, what? What's going on? This dude just changed his fingers into a gun. That's like the old bushwhacker, what he used to do. And he calls himself this name. He calls himself Agent Burbank. He works for Shadow Base. And I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, who the heck is Agent Burbank? That's Bushwhacker. I forgot his name. I'm sure I knew his name at one point or another back when he was fighting Daredevil and all that back in the 80s, but yeah, I forgot his name. So that was cool. So we actually got the Bushwhacker in this comic book. We got the guards, we got the Bushwhacker. That's a good comic book, man. That's a good comic book. So the Hulk decides he's going to go off to New Mexico because that's where he's strongest. And, conversation with the Green Door and all that stuff. Conversation about, but it's an internal dialogue. And I'm just, look, man. It took me a while to recognize, to understand what I was looking at here. Maybe you can see it right away. Just like, here's the back leg, here's the front leg, and here's the hands of Hulk walking, And like, God, That is just such absolutely gorgeous art, man. Man, there's some gorgeous art. I really wish I could draw like this guy. Man, love this. Anyhow, so Hulk's going, and of course he's seeing the... He's finally acknowledging, this is probably not my dad. This is probably not Brian Banner. It's probably not, you know, whatever. Well, we get a pretty good image of what he actually looks like later. Hulk, while he's fighting Absorbing Man, turns out Absorbing Man, now that he's red, he got this upgrade with a shadow base. You got to read the comic book to understand how that happens. He now has the ability to absorb gamma radiation, or any kind of energy, radiation, whatever, you know. It improved his, but it's tested with gamma radiation. Really quick field study. Lab study. The field study is going up against the Hulk. So the Hulk, every time he hits Absorbing Man, it doesn't really hurt Creel. It instead hurts the Hulk, and he loses some of his gamma energy. So guess what happens when he does that? He sees his own reflection in the mirror. Hey, so wait a second. Where did the Devil Hulk thing go? I'm not showing you the image. Because they say in here, this is just a, you cannot see what I am. You are speaking to a mask, Carl Creel. But that's a pretty wicked-ass mask right there, man. This is like straight out of freaking Greek mythology. Damn, this is... Man, if I could draw like this, I'm just saying. And then you get to see what happens to Crusher Creel. Yo, y'all some sick sons of guns, man. Y'all sick, crazy. What the? I've seen stuff like this in Dungeons and Dragons. Can't remember what they're called. The big skeleton. It's a skeleton of a snake with the fangs, but it's a human skull. Like, what the heck were those things called? Necro liches or something like that? I can't remember what they're called, but yeah, I fought some of those in D&D, sent some of them after my players. This is a sick comic book, man. Like, this is really, wow. You are just, I don't know what kind of nightmares and sleep paralysis Al Ewing has at night, but as long as he's healthy, I hope that they don't stop, because he keeps on putting them in these comic books. Like, that last page was nightmare fuel, man. That's messed up. It's dark out right now, and like, oh man, like I'm gonna like turn off the lights and take a nap. I'm gonna be like dreaming of this stuff coming after me. What's up with that? Thanks a lot, Al. Thanks a lot, Joe. Thank you. Appreciate it. Anytime, right, pal? Anyway, gorgeous comic book, like gorgeous art, really good. Like the story, there's a lot in it. You go back and look at it a second time, there's a lot in these stories. But man, they have this way of making you feel like there wasn't a lot. You go, like I said, go back and read it a second time. It's packed. It's packed. That feeling of emptiness you have afterwards is the desire wanting a lot more. Wow, this is good. Guys, grab it. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.